So what's your preference? We'll open it up to this. Well, no, here we go. We'll save it. I'll save it for later.
So it is saved. Let's find some treasure. First chest, death necklace.
Alright, everyone looks good this time.
And 2 magical keys, huh?
The double magic key. That's very helpful. Useful. Useful.
Alright, so you wonder, do you save? You go back there and save and gamble that key in the treasury. And wonder, can I use the treasury and get a free key or enough keys to get up to the top there and get the more keys the boy bought? Or do I find a sword? Do I find something better? Or do I gamble on the basement and see where it takes me?
I would definitely save and take a peek.
Yeah, I'm greedy.
It's too much of a risk.
Oh look, another key. Who'd have thought?
We got silver harps. We do have gold as well. That's interesting.
Now it's funny, we have gold and we also have we have a chest glitch going on.
Yeah, it's so the way the game works is that it counts the first 3 chests as you open them, and then as everybody did, they went back into the throne room. So then it counts the 3 chests again, as it will for the entire rest of the game. Every time you reset with a death or anything like that, it will recount those 3 chests. But you do have this singular opportunity to exploit that for 6 chests at the start.
If they got lucky.
Yeah, if they got lucky and grabbed the gold chest in the right order, as it looks like Z-Man did, perhaps.
Now Z is grabbing... What is he grabbing? I know the silver harp's in there, so... In that sneak there with the silver harp as well. So they found silver harp and they found death necklace in the castle. So they have early access to one of the endgame items. Synthpop is going to explore the basement. We're in a cave. Synthpop's not feeling bold and will not look in the dark. Everyone should have harp, because everyone was in that treasury. So harp should have been gained. Whether they realize or not is their call, but they all should have harp.
We've got early Wolf Lord, and then the Jerk is not far from home base here. And neither is Jarlock.
Now Janus has found a torch at the bottom of this cave here. So I believe this is Urgic's token cave, because he walked through without any encounters at all. So Urgic's cave is in the bottom. Nope, I was wrong.
Yeah.
I lied. That's Mountain Cave. That's definitely Mountain Cave. And instantly punched the face by Mega Wyvern. We're going back home. Z-Man eats a scorpion.
Hurt more scorpion.
Alright, so high damage outside. Scorpions are angry. No scorpions can't kill level 1. They have hurt though. Synthpop tried. You get points for trying, because hurt has a set damage range. So frankly, if you have no attack power, hurt is a good way to go, because you have those 2 castings that do a set damage. So no matter what the enemy defense is, you're in good shape. Also, right outside the castle is Charlock. There's another cave there. It's the Jerk Cave. Wow, okay, so everything's pretty well centralized. You have a harp in the cave, in the castle. You have Jerk Cave right there. You have Charlock right there.
If the token and the stones are down in the basement, we're going to be pretty well set.
It could be possibly an all-Tangential Castle run. It could be very possible you could have in Mountain Cave all the items beat the game right there, which is pretty crazy.
Synthpop he did get one of those hurt more scorpions, so he is already at level 3.
Another one took revenge. So sometimes you give it, sometimes you get it. Especially when it comes to hurt.
You got Z-Man off to level 2 here.
And board's right, that was a 6 stat gain on that level, or those 2 levels. Very potent.
I'm guessing that's the double level.
Yeah, even so, a double level, that's a lot of points for across the board. Alright, the runners are trying to branch out and see what's around this castle. Z-Man's going south. Janus wants to go south, but the wolf says no. Captain's just grinding around the castle. Near the castle is a friendlier area. When you're close to the castle, the most dangerous enemy you'll find is a scorpion, which normally is not bad, but they have hurt more this time, so it's kind of a problem. Beyond that spot, the next area has Wolf as the worst enemy possible, which we've seen them just hit really hard. So by the castle's safer to grind at.
Yeah, I think the hurt spell at the start is one of the more interesting starts you can have because it really tests your knowledge of the base game in the standard vanilla, or not vanilla, but the standard randomizer here. Knowing what enemies you can take down in 1 or 2 hurts versus ones that you can't is going to save you a lot of time early on, and we're seeing that pan out.
Yeah, Synthpop is doing some grinding. Focus on grinding, actually. Synthpop's level 4 now. I don't think I knew spells off that. And a lot of swamp close by, so you can't heal right now, so you're not... Ooh, hurt more at level 4. So, here come the fireworks.
And that's why, if I were any of these 4, I would be, taking on the scorpions and the skeletons, because those are some that you can take down that are going to give you good returns on 2 hurts. And then, as you see, at the next level can always bring you something game-breaking.
Yeah, so if you're at the castle and you're kind of like, you're butt naked walking the castle, you got a pocket full of gold, you got no sword, no weapons, I have 1 fire spell, so kill some slimes, kill some scorpions, see what you can do, and then eventually you'll find something better.
Looks like at level 6 here.
Yeah, Synthpop's gonna get some huge levels now, because you can start mowing down enemies in the overworld. I think most enemies in the game, I would say 8% of the enemies in the game die to or hurt more, usually. The few like on borderline that can survive, but the experience gain versus not doing it is insane. So with that bonus there, they can walk around a little farther, Synthpop, and try to find more of the world.
Yeah, he got lucky on a roll, it looked like, with a Star Wyvern.
Yeah, Star Wyverns are one of those borderline enemies that can survive it. So it's a pretty good chance. It's worth to roll the dice, because frankly, it's a whole buttload of experience points.
All things considered, though, this start isn't going to hurt anybody really bad at all. So this seat's really going to come down to who can really explore the map efficiently and find what they need the quickest.
Yes, 3 of our runners are at level 4, so that hurt more. Only Z-Man's lagging behind. I think he's been focusing a bit more on exploring, which has been costing him a bit. And also, as mentioned by Coker in chat, if you get ambushed by an enemy that has hurt more, you kind of shrug and take your fireball.
So, to be honest, I think I would be considering just kind of...
Let's see here. Yes, my call would be to just go just outside the castle into the next zone and hit some not as dangerous enemies. Just blow up some wolves, get your levels up real fast, get some HP, try and find a heal spell. If you get your hands on a heal spell, you can go north past the swamp, you can go south past that swamp. You can really open the world up.
It does look like Synthpop's going to head back down to the basement to see what chests are down there.
We got a mountain cave down there, so if Synthpop has a torch or has a map to look at, or you just bonk around and do your thing. But now you actually kill enemies inside the cave, it's worth looking into.
There were Magic Wyverns down there. I believe that's what took him out, so that's a perfect hurt more enemy early.
Yeah, it's basically a guaranteed kill. Hey, golem down in the overworld. Here comes the pain.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
chased him back down and made him pay.
Yeah, golems are dangerous early game. They actually have fairly high agility, because their defense is pretty high. So it's really it's an odd paradox. In this game, defense and agility are kind of the same. So unfortunately, enemies that can dodge you very well or have high defense also can be very fast. So they're hard to get away from.
It's a good call out of Synthpop. He knew how to get back to the chest with the torch in it, so he just got that far and then lit one back up here.
Yeah, what's good? He's curse belt so far.
Z-Man appears to not be having much luck on the rolls here. He went down to another wolf. He's just getting worked over by those. He's still 1 level away from getting hurt more. So. But at that point, he can catch up very quickly.
Yeah, as he's rolling dice on the wolves and having bad luck with it, Demon Knight's not going to care about hurt.
Not sure why Synthpop would choose to run from that Star Wyvern, but he may have seen something I didn't.
It might just be a matter of Star Wyvern's not a guaranteed kill to hurt more, and despite the power of hurt more, you only have 5 of them right now, or 5 left. So to explore the whole cave, you probably need some firepower behind you. Meanwhile, Captain Green's looking at ruins in the overworld, trying to explore around the south side. And Janus is wandering around the world as well. So both of them are kind of taking different paths around. Alright, so he's killed his wolf. Here comes Hurt More. Blue Dragon.
And the Star Wyvern back attacked Synthpop before he could get back to that last chest, I believe. And I missed the top two chests, so I don't know what he got out of the second level of the basement there.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's bouncing around all four streams here. Makes it dicey. But the main thing about Hurt More is you have Hurt More, you're awesome, you have fireball powers. If you get ambushed by an enemy that's endgame, you're probably going to die. Because you're still at level 6 frame. On the plus side, actually Synthpop might die on purpose to get some gold. Because here comes the gold grind.
Yeah, he set up the traditional gold grind there. And Captain Green's already turned in his silver harp for the Staff of Rain.
Alright, so Green explored the world, found the not quite jerk cave, and found another cave.
That is Erdrick's cave right there, the tablet cave.
Captain Green has turned in the silver harp for the Staff of Rain.
I don't know about you, Seawolf, but I do not do the tablet cave without a torch.
I do all the time. I'm brave. Or
that
stupid.
That is frightening to me, getting lost down there with nothing to kill you and nothing to do but bonk your way out.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a thing. There's access to several trackers online. You can have a map of yourself, you can print out yourself and have it if you want to. You get to a certain area in the cave, you can kind of figure out where you are by filling around bonking. Erdrick's cave, as mentioned, is dangerous because nothing can kill you. So if you get stuck there, and it's dark, and you're lost, you're kind of trapped.
It's a phobia I have about this game.
Alrighty. Walk around the world here. Synthpop also grinding yet more gold. Besides, nah, I'm not done yet.
Wow, he did get the Stones of Sunlight out of that cave, though. So that's an important... some people, myself included, might choose to skip that cave. So at least until I got Radiant and Outsides. That's a big find.
Alright, so looking through his items, Synthpop did find the Stones of Sunlight in that bottom mountain cave. So Titano Castle has both the Silver Harp, the Den Necklace, and I said both, all three of them, the Stones of Sunlight. So Titano basically has all the endgame stuff right there. So while the king's not fighting the dragon on himself, must be pure laziness. Zman finds a Rogue Scorpion, which is the ideal overall target for Hurt More. It is the highest value enemy that will guarantee die in one shot to Hurt More. And it also turns into Harp. So Z-Man has turned into Harp for the staff as well. And Janus has found a Blue Dragon and turned into Ash. Back he goes.
Seems like we're seeing a lot of the same enemies around, so either they haven't got out outside of the first few zones, or we're going to be in for some pain for the first few, for the first several minutes of the seed here.
Alright, and Captain's found the edge of the world on the west side.
Yeah, so that's the thing that doesn't get talked about a lot on these races. The map is built into a 120 block by 120 block map that is surrounded by ocean. So if you find a flat side like that, that's how you know you're at the very edge of the map. And that can help with counting difficult coordinates if needed. If you happen to know that the castle's off to one side, you can kind of reverse count using those coordinates.
Ooh, Captain has found the jerk and has been sent off. Be gone, Captain. Bring your token. Come back later. But yes, so end the map is important. In this game, there is no actual zoom spell. Like Dragon Warriors 2 and 3 have the Eagle Eye spell, the zoom spell, where you can zoom the map out and see where you are. In this game, you are limited to your screen space. So when you miss Breckenary or Cole by that one space, you walk right past it 5 times, it's dangerous. So when you have the edge of the map, you want to kind of have the screen on the edge as best you can, and explore as much as you can with every walk pass. Yeah, I saw two Cobra. I'm not sure what that little ghost was. That was an intriguing like artifact on there. It might have something to do with the different color scheme, because the hero has a different. When you have the Dragon Warrior 3 characters, your blocks look a bit different. The game has different coloring and such. Alright, all 4 racers.
I was trying to place Janus's sprite. I don't know that I recognize that one off the top of my head.
Janus has apparently the I think it's the Pilgrim from Dragon Warrior 3. So it's the cleric of Dragon Warrior 3. I think.
And then Captain Green and Z-Man, in an effort to confuse us, both chose the female fighter.
Amen. High crit rate. I was playing Dragon Warrior 3 on the Game Boy, and it glitched out somehow. I gained like 40 levels with my fighter, and just erased the world permanently. It was really strange. But, happens.
So it looks like you can sort of tell that we still haven't found any shops with any armor or anything really useful that is going to help survivability early on.
And no healing spells either. So you have 4 warriors, level 6, 7, 8 or so. No. Have the strongest magic in the world. Have the Stones of Sunlight. Have the Silver Harp, Mid Staff of Rain. The necklace, artifacts of great incredible power. And they can't find where to buy a pair of pants. So they are walking around with no defense and no attack power.
Not even a dragon scale to hide their shame.
Nope. Let's see. We're trying to find a town somewhere. Synthpop's afraid because Synthpop has gold grind, which is great, but you gotta spend it somewhere.
Yeah, Synthpop took a chance grinding up all that gold without a real destination in mind, which I don't necessarily mind, but it is a time sink, and it can be an exponential time sink if you waste a lot of time trying to keep it in your pocket the whole time.
Alright, Janus is digging into the mountain cave. Z thinks about it and says, nah, I'll leave it. Alright, and Synthpop's going to brave the northern swamp. Try and find some more locations.
It might be, you mentioned it earlier in the grind, and Hurtmore can kind of blind you to this, but if you find a good zone, like it looks like Captain Green may have here with specters and knights, maybe camp out in those hills for a little while and see if you can't get a level that'll give you a heal or heal more, so you have a little more, I guess, survivability.
Fortunately, Demon Knight is also part of the mix, and he laughs at you, Hurtmore, and punches you.
Yeah, that's not good.
Alright, Janus found another crystal belt. Carefully moving through the cave. And again, we're seeing that again. Try and conserve MP. They're afraid of the star weapons. They're afraid to hurt more than in case they survive. But if you run away and fail, you definitely have to roll out dice.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if they haven't seen DL2 breath or something. At this point, they've got, I believe, enough hit points to, survive 2 turns.
Synthpop has found Rimbledar.
That's unfortunate when it comes to herbs. You can't get any herbs there. And without heal spells, they're going to be looking mainly for that first, I would think.
Yep, there's another town next by it, though, so it's not just one town, it's a whole bunch of towns.
The Angry Larry patented bi- or tri-state area.
I live there. It's not really much to look at. Nope, he hasn't bought anything yet. He's pondering, before I buy a sword, let me see if this chest has Urza's sword. Nope, gold.
Good plan. He has an odd amount of gold. So I believe the normal is 3. If you don't have anything, I think 325 is what'll get you all the best.
That's true. If you want to go to a town, if you find yourself the town of why am I trying to blank the name? It's just embarrassing. Huh.
Gantlin?
Yeah, Caitlin, I have Hawks in the brain, which I know is wrong. If you find Caitlin, you have the key. You can get the silver shield, the magic armor, and the flame sword, all in that same town.
Let's see what he has here in town number 2.
It's coal.
That's a fantastic find.
Now you have herbs. Now you have other things. Now you might have...
Yeah, again, you'd want to check the spot first before you buy any armor.
You got crap.
Unfortunate.
Alrighty. But by luck, this shop has a good supply of items. So you have a flame sword. You have magical armor and a large shield.
That's about with the gold that he grinded up. That is a... Did he buy... Did I miss... Yeah. Did I miss him buy a flame sword?
Nope, bought a flame sword, bought the big shield, or large shield, and bought the magical armor.
Yeah, that's about it. That's a really good combo for doing that gold grind early on nothing but a hope and a prayer. He got pretty lucky. Yeah, he must have bought all that.
Yeah, so doing his best Dumb and Dumber, walks into town with nothing, and walks out wearing the swankiest of clothes.
Bought a pair of wings. That can be helpful. I like that move. It's not
JanusZeal as well, just in case. Alright, Captain Green finds the town bunch as well, so Captain Green will attempt to do the same thing with 400 gold. Good luck.
Now, surprisingly, he grinded up that gold and held on to it without really losing too much of a step in the experience versus the other racers.
Yep, interesting. They've been exploring, and they've been getting killed a lot. You're a level behind, well, your opponent, Janus, is a level higher, but Janus has no gear. Yeah, Cobra, I don't think I actually put the scale on. The scale is definitely bought. I don't think it was put on yet. Very important in this game. Equip your scale, equip your ring.
It's an easy thing to slip people's minds as well. Hawkness here is very interesting.
The accursed town of Hawksness. Now, with no heal spells, how far do you go? Yeah, I'm not sure if you put the scale on. I'm pretty confident that I think Synthpop did not put the scale on. I think Synthpop's run around with a scale in a pocket instead of on the chest.
With sleep, he may have a shot at this stone man.
It's true. Nope, he's rolling straight damage.
Yeah, the first one landed. Hurt more is not the way I would have went. You're not really even guaranteed to get him in 2 hurt mores, but maybe he will, and he does. So I'll just turn.
The die is cast. Levels gained. What do you find on the ground?
Don't forget it.
Tricks token. All right.
He is, yeah, all the rolls are coming up roses right now for Synthpop.
Now, if I was Synthpop, I was really hoping I saw Erdrix and got really excited and saw a T and said, ah. But on the plus side, token is not on the world somewhere, so you don't have to dig through every cave and every chest to find it. Meanwhile, the rest of our runners are exploring the world as best they can.
As Jay Coper points out in chat, we've got several improvements to the tracker in various ways, including some coordinates and some fancy movements on the tracker now. So if any details are escaping you, feel free to ask chat.
Alright, yeah, so digging around, Urge's Token Cave. I'm really excited to find that torch in about 5 seconds. Alright, so man's heading back to the side. Again, the edge of the map. I believe they're dead up there, unfortunately.
JanusZeal. So it looks like half the racers have converted the tablet cave into the Stones of Sunlight.
Now, the main thing here is that Synthpop knows that since Hawk's Nest didn't have it, and Cole didn't have it, the armor has to be on the ground somewhere in the world, which means you gotta find Caitlin, gotta talk to the geezer, you gotta figure out where the heck do I go to find this armor.
I'd make a wager that all 4 of these players will be looking to get Gwaylin if they pass her.
Yeah, Swamp Cave's not been found yet, so Swamp Cave is still at large, and yeah, basically they have most racers have no clue as what's found. Synthpop has found 2 of the 3 floor spots very quickly, has a distinct advantage of knowledge. The 25 in has basically the second best equipment in the game overall. Good spells, good comparable experience points, and almost all the endgame stuff besides the armor.
It won't be drastic at the start here, but over time, all that equipment that Synthpop has is going to, I would wager, just continue his growth a lot more quickly and comfortably than the other 3.
We got bailed out there by his armor, because magic armor lowers damage of hurt more, and stop spell. I shouldn't stop spell, but lowers hurt and hurt more damage. So instead of dying to 48 damage and that hurt more, he took 28 and survived, which would have been annoying to walk all the way back here.
And I'd have to think with how quickly the other 3 found the Staff Cave and the Stones of Sunlight Cave. Well, the Tablet Cave that has the Stones of Sunlight. I don't think he will take too terribly long to get there.
Yeah, so if you've seen these items, endgame items early on in the game, and you don't have a weapon or armor or a heal spell, you're probably panicking.
It's hard to say. 25 minutes into a seed where Hurt More came so quickly.
Hey.
An interesting place to be.
Level 10 has Heal More. Captain has got level 10, has Heal More, and can now walk around without dying repeatedly.
It looks like everybody else is going to get there within a kill or 2 here.
Yeah, for the disparity of goods and services and money grinds, everything else there, all of them are at the same basic level, which is pretty crazy. Hurt More does that.
Yeah, Hurt More is the great equalizer. The seed is also noticeably absent of any fun police so far.
These are all waiting for you in the castle.
Right. Or they're all taking a break after last night's seed.
Yeah, I've seen a few seeds where it's been basically 8 zones of dragons. Then dragons in the castle, then dragons in the bottom of the castle. The all-time champion was a green dragon that just wouldn't let me run and like breathe fire me 8 times. It was pretty crazy. Alright, Z-Man fought the Stone Man, did not come out on top, unfortunately. So Z-Man was close to the token and had no luck. Let's see Z-Man beelines back there, knowing that that might be the armor spot, as we're trying to fight a Stone Man with no armor.
Yeah, that's precarious to say the least.
Captain's back at Cole. And Synthpop is trying to find these caves, because honestly, if you've not found Caitlin yet walking around this place, it might be on the continent, past the Swamp Cave.
Yeah, I'm wondering where the Swamp Cave. We haven't seen Garenham yet, so we've still got 3 chests there and another cave inside. We haven't seen the grave yet, or either Swamp Cave.
And to be fair, there's still a whole bunch of chests in Charlock, so the sword might be waiting for you there.
Absolutely. And I don't believe we've found the bonus cave yet, or the Stones Cave.
No, the free cave has not been found. Synthpop is back at Riveldar. Thinks, why am I here? And walks out. Captain finds Hawk's Nest. And Blue Dragon having hurt is actually kind of a benefit, because it's very dangerous, very strong. But waste turn just doing like 5-10 damage to you versus doing 30. That's good in your favor. So magic for enemies is not always a bad thing. Captain Green, time to sleep and burn that stone man. It's actually kind of wise, didn't it? Heal more, because Stone Man's so strong. Even if he healed during that fight, he would still get killed.
Stone Man's starting to bear out what I'd said earlier for Synth Pop. It's not that was not a given fight. He got a little lucky there, killing it in 2 hurt wars and not being one shot or anything like that.
Alright, Stone Man does fall asleep pretty easily. 216 resistance to sleep, but Stop Spell can be up to 11/16. So, or not Stop Spell, Hurt Resist can be up to 7/16. So even just below 50%. So it's not quite a coin flip at the worst case scenario. That being said, you know, if he does roll good against you, he punches you for 30 damage. So it's kind of a dice roll there.
Yeah, you've got to win 3 coin flips and, well, 2 at the very least. Potentially 3 coin flips and not get, you know, punched with that giant fist.
Synthpop says, I'm going to grind the Stone Man, is putting him to sleep and trying to, you know, heal his store repeatedly.
It's an interesting thought. He's got a little more hit points now. I think he's got roughly 20 more hit points than he did the first time.
But even so, he fights it once, gets beat it pretty hard, and staggers off, says, no thank you, I'm done.
Really is starting, I'm seeing it's not an easy map to differentiate where everybody's walking to, but I'm seeing the same kind of water formations over and over, so I'm wondering how much space we even have to explore on this continent and what they could be missing as of yet.
This map is super windy. A lot of narrow passageways, a lot of like hidden dead ends. It's really tough, and we haven't found this the swamp cave yet. So somewhere on one of these little arms or one of these little like, you know, peninsulas, there's gonna be a, you know, a cave somewhere to take you somewhere new. But until you find it, they're kind of stuck in these same 4 or 5 spots. And once they have level 10 heal more, they'll be willing to, you know, walk the edge of the map and try and find, like, okay, where's that extra little turn I didn't take last time?
Captain Green is back for round 2 with the Stone Man.
Alright, Synth has found another town, I think. Nope, it's Cole again. I see Cole right when he walks in the Cole. Alright, Green gets his kill, gets his token, and probably gets a bit upset because probably wanted the armor really bad.
The armor would be a big get right now.
All the others know these towns are at certain locations. They know they can go out to Tangel and go to the mountain cave and set a gold grind without too much trouble. But only Synthpop has decided to grind for gold.
Yeah, I do find that a little odd. I mean, especially not buying any equipment as at this point. With Hurtmore, you can maybe feel a little invincible, but it's worth getting an armor or 2. You never know what, you know, what a few defense points or attack points is going to make a difference.
Ooh, Green finds a small cave in the middle of nowhere. Where are we at now?
Tucked into that little corner. He's winding a little bit.
I'm saying Swamp Cave South.
Yes, that is a large stretch of walking straight north.
No counters. Good work. Welcome to a whole new world, full of other peninsulas and narrow walkways. Werewolf has sleep, so endgame enemy with sleep can actually be a real issue, because even though they have magic, their strength is very high.
Very unfortunate that he finds that swamp cave with 0 MP.
They also dodge. Werewolves have a fairly obnoxious dodge ratio. They are 764, so I think second highest in the game behind the Demon Knight. So werewolves will dodge you if you try to get a cheap shot on them. They will just step out of the way and punish you for it.
Z-Man has spotted Garanham here at the very bottom of the map on the southern shore.
And Caitlin is found by Captain Green. And the captain knows that in the town are the coordinates he needs to find the armor.
blank spot in coal. While the fairy flute can be in a chest, the armor cannot. So at this point, we do know that by process of elimination, that spot on the overworld is the armor, and that the fairy flute is probably right in the bottom of Charlock, where it's least useful.
Alright, Synthpop has the best gear, but doesn't know where to find towns. Captain Green has a bit less gear and other oddball things, but knows where to find coordinates. Z-Man has even less gear, but he knows where to find Garanham, which might take him somewhere fantastic, and give him the sword in a cave somewhere. Who knows? They all have different knowledges. And Janus is trying to find one of these three things and branch out. Because Janus is comparable stats, comparable gear, just can't seem to find that break. Alright, let's see. Anything to discuss endgame wise? Trying to think of anything special. I guess Dragon Lord is important. Dragon Lord forms are not as random. They're actually very set. Very important detail is ambushing. Dragon Lord 2, you want to have at least 96 HP, so use 5, or 96 is the bare minimum. You probably want 98 to survive 2 Dragon Lord breaths at maximum damage. If your defense is low, you have low agility or not best gear, you might suffer from a hit stronger than 48, so you gotta be careful. Alright, Garaham hides the grand secret of fairy water.
I did not catch what the the sword is in Garanham, so Z-Man's got the sword, as does JanusZeal now.
So Z-Man has the big stick, as does Janus. Janus actually founds, very quickly finds Garanham and runs through. So Janus, out of nowhere, just kind of catches up and finds that discovery real quick.
We have coordinates at 22 north, 22 west.
Wow, armor is, well, it sounds very easy. If the water is weird, it might be a problem, but I think it's very close to the castle.
I think they'll be able to count that.
I've had a seed where it was like 5 and 10, and it was across water. You had to go across the swamp cave and walk somewhere to find it. You can get trolled pretty hard.
And Captain Green is going to go ahead and convert his items into the rainbow draft.
Maxwell, I'm not sure about the scale equipment by Synth because they don't really go back to look at it again. So I'm not sure if it was on or not. Z-Man has found Garen's grave, I believe. Oh, no, Z-Man went back to, where's this now? This is not... It's Garen's grave, because it's a fairy flute. Fairy flute! Katarina is the ever-effective heal more, talk to old man, get your magic back. I must say, for level 10, very low MP levels. Captain's counting out.
I'm just going to be just around that water mass there.
Alright, there's nobody here to block you, so you can't be too far off. So Old Man Erdrick wandered up here, frail the Legion 97, fought a slime, killed over. Left his armor right around here.
So starting to look at it, really no one has taken a firm lead in the experience. Synthpop has a slight lead over Captain Green, and the other two are just behind by a few hundred points.
Which is child's play for it. If you do proper grind and fight enemies over and over again, they can make it up in literally a second. So unfortunately, it's not a huge differential in experience points. Janus finds Garen's grave and finds also the fairy flute. Flute. So Janus and Z-Man can start a band. Synthpop's trying to find where's this cave at, and Captain Green is close to the armor. But where is it? There it is.
Zoned in on it, and I like the confidence. He knew he was close.
The Amor. Alright. So, Urge's Armor. High defense in the game. Boasting a robust. Where are you at? 28 defense points. Gives you healing every step. Every step you take, 1 HP back. In swamps, you're immune. On barriers, you're immune. Hurt and hurt more, do about half damage. Breath attacks do about 1/3 the damage that they did before, or 2/3 should say. And stop spell no longer affects you. So stop spell is now a free round against enemies.
It's the most broken thing I can think of.
But like Shaquille O'Neal, if they can't sleep, I sleep. Alright, Janus still walking around Garen's grave.
I think still to this point, I may have missed it on other ones, but I do believe... Is it Synthpop that has been through the Swamp Cave?
Yeah, Synthpop is the Swamp Cave, but Cantlin and Garenham are not apparently on that side. So Swamp Cave might be a big troll. Might take you to a big mess with no land and for no towns.
That Stone Man in Hawkness is going to be a pretty weak grind, so I think they're going to be very interested to see what the grindable enemy in that Swamp Cave is.
Swamp Cave, perhaps, or Charlock. You can, since Captain Green can go open up Charlock right now if he wants to, and Charlock is right there.
It is very close to home.
Yeah, so to level 11. Magic is going to be a problem.
It does appear to be so far. It's kind of an insult with Hurt More so early that you only have 7 Hurt Mores at level 11.
You get your wish granted, and they say, I want the body of a young man again. And they give you the body of a young man, your head's still 80. Get what you wish for. All that power, but how do you use it?
I'd like to point out, while we have a second too, every time I look, the trackers are spotless, so thank you very much to our teammates here, Math Girl, and let's see, I almost said the wrong name. It's Cyberdark, helping us out as well.
Yep, there's Cyber. Doing the dirty work. Alright, answers the bottom of the Garen's grave and finds nothing terribly important. Moves on. Captain Green goes back to the castle again. Probably gonna save. Nope, never mind. Who cares what he wants? Unless Captain Green wants to get more keys. Z-Man plumbs the depths of the dreaded Urger's tomb and finds the torch. Ooh. Synthpop finds Stone Man not in the normal location, but still kills him.
He's traveling for revenge.
Poor Stone Man, trying to vacation. Get away from the old rotten town for a while. And then that strange kid with the green hair came back in. What gives? Alright, Captain Green's with the mountain cave and digging proper. Maybe looking for a gold grind.
He may decide. I didn't pay special attention to the agility this seed so far, but he may decide that he would rather have a silver shield than a large shield. Though I don't necessarily know that we saw one.
Haven't seen one yet, but the time minis we haven't seen Breckenary. And to my knowledge, silver shield is not exactly required to appear in a seed.
It is not. And while that defense is a little low right now, we're still a few levels away, to say the least. So, could be a problem, could not be a problem.
Yeah, between the MP and the agility, And honestly, the attack power is pretty low too. Well, I mean, with the sword, it's much higher, 100. But their attack power with the sword is approaching usable levels. But the other stats are pretty low.
Low agility, whether he gets that silver shield or not, is going to make any Charlock dives pretty interesting.
Yeah, so again, mainly in this game is you can't dodge enemies. So you're going to fight them, you're going to run from them, or you're going to put them to sleep and leave. You don't really dodge in this game, so if you don't have enough agility to go for a fight, you have to kind of fight them or risk rolling the dice over and over again. And every time you cast Heal More, that's one less Heal More used on the final boss. So your resources are very limited. You can't get MP back during a run. So if you have a problem, like my run last year in Chaos that ended abruptly when the final enemy before Dragon Lord threw a surprise Heal More, and I fought him all season long, had no problems, until the Heal More came out of nowhere, and I had to cast one extra Heal More on myself, and it cost me the race. So your MP is a huge, huge resource to maintain in Charlock.
Good.
Ooh, CaptainGreen gets ambushed. No MP left. It's killed off by the Star Weapon in this case, but probably for a gold grind. Probably on purpose. Yeah, this one's going to say Werewolf, which still has sleep, and will be a problem to the end of the game because they are fast, they are dodgy, and they have endgame power.
There's just a lot of death happening everywhere. Every glance at a different screen and somebody's getting punished and sent back to the penalty box.
The king's holding court, and the court's very full. Synthpop finds a goal in the overworld, attempting to fight it a little bit, maybe running away. They try and get away. The Heal More allows it to happen. Now the frying pan to the fire is a werewolf.
Oh, it's starting to get brutal. And immediately to sleep.
It gets away.
This is a little preview of what Charlock can look like if their agility doesn't catch up quickly.
Now, magic armor is a little bit better than nothing. Hey, Red Dragon. Yeah, don't grind there. That's a bad place. Alright, so magical armor does give you HP back every 4 steps, which is something. But if you're getting counters every 3rd step, it's not doing much for you. Zman enters Hawksness. A bullet of HP and a Heal More spell. Let's see what happens. This is yes. CaptainGreen upgrading to the Flame Sword and the Magical Armor. Actually, make it easy. He's got Urge's Armor. Who cares about Magical Armor? Oh, actually, Magical Armor does not stop swamp damage. What do I think it did? How foolish.
Yeah, not in this one. I'm not sure if that was changed in any of the other iterations of the game, but
I don't think so. Right, Z-Man is, or Janus is fighting, and Z-Man are both fighting the Snowman here. Different tactics. Janus is trying to hit and heal. Z-Man is trying to sleep and heal, or sleep and hit. Snowman had a whole ton of HP. The base is 100. I believe you can go 20% up and down, so anywhere between 80 and 120 HP. Z-Man finds a token. As does Janus, the last gasp swing. Snowman, not to be outdone, makes me the CaptainGreen side. Ooh, Snowman. Ah, Snowman guards the princess as well.
oh, that's annoying.
No free lunch in this Alf guard.
Yeah, if you dive all the way to the bottom of Charlock trying to escape that and see him again, it'd be time to just throw this seed in the trash.
Smashy, they were going for the token in Hawksness, so they were They were both getting there finally with a good amount of HP and magic to defeat the Stormman. And obviously it's a very brutal fight, just from pure stats alone.
And now they both know that they do need to find Caitlyn.
And you're gonna see those coordinates, realize it's only like 5 minutes to the castle, roll their eyes really hard, and cast return.
I can hear the carbonated drinks popping.
Alright, so Captain Green's going to max HP, or max MP, go back in. I'm curious. I'm Captain Green, I might start grinding on Sherlock, just because I have nothing else to do. I have all the items, I have a drop. I can't find the sword anywhere. Actually, the sword was in, my apologies, the sword's in Garenham.
Right. He needs to find that, although if he got some sort of insane strength gains, the sword is not necessarily required, it's the amount of attack power you have that's required.
Yeah, the sword is a significant boost to your attack power, but it's not required to beat the game. I have done a seed where I just grinded and did like, 40 damage to Dragula with the broadsword. It can be done. It takes a while.
Maybe.
The flame sword is plus 28 attack power. The urgent sword is plus 40 attack power. So literally, 1/3 beat, or 3/4 the power of the urgent sword.
Yeah. He may be taking a calculated risk, thinking, well, there's only 3 chests in Garenham. There's 6, 7 chests in Charlock. It doesn't look like he's diving yet either way, but he may be just counting on the sword being in the basement.
We have our first AK-47, Armor Knight. Brutal heavy, high defense, high speed, high attack power. They kind of soak hurt more, but kind of don't, so it's risky. I guess Garenham had the sword in the back room. And deep in Garenham, in the back door, where the grave should be, is the holy shrine of fairy water. Alright, Captain Green might think twice about that spot, because Armor Knights will beat you up. Now, I mentioned before that these levels are kind of on the same border. Hey, that's a nice level. 11 agility and 12 HP.
I think the grave's down by Garenham, right? So they've got to. He's taking a big risk if he's counting on the sword being in the basement, I guess.
Yes, unfortunately, Garenham proper is on the map somewhere. I still haven't seen the actual walk to it. Every time I blink, it's there on the spot of the map. But it's definitely on this side of the map. So before the swamp cave is Garenham. You gotta find it. And in the back room, in the third chest, I think, is the sword. Captain Green is going to run for the staircase, which means Captain Green is trying to find the treasury or that one chest in Charlock, which is all the way on the top there, past the Infinite Dragons. That might just have the sword.
We see that Synthpop is going to rescue Gwaelin here.
It's Game Boy, a mere 39 MP. This is a low magic setting. You find your +1 sword, hold onto it tightly. There's only 3 in the world.
This is the seed to teach everyone about economics. You have hurt more right away, but low MP to use it with.
Alright, Z is still exploring the world. He's intriguing. He has really crappy defense, but he has Urza's sword. And all 3 items to cash into the drop. So he can just go back to the castle and do drop when he wants to. But... oh, Red Dragon on the first floor. So, first floor of Charlock is dangerous. So level 1 Charlock and level 2 Charlock has Armor Knights and Red Dragons. So, not friendly.
Janus gets the bad news in cold. Apparently hadn't been there yet.
the good news is there's items there. If you can make it back to Cole with money, you can buy some gear. Alright, Zman. That MP, he's trying to find something before he gets mowed down by a random enemy.
Now Synthpop slowly debates on whether he can just kill himself with the princess and leave her to be on that glass forever.
Yeah, Synthpop is making a bold play by carrying her around to all parts of the world. She doesn't tell you where you are until you actually put her back to the throne room.
At this point, I think 22 and 22, and now he knows it'd be the time to die.
With the dreaded, carry the princess to the end seed. Which actually in the Game Boy Color is actually a special text to the Dragon Lord if you bring the princess to him.
Yes, yeah. Wally Renfield, does warp back to the swamp cave.
Yes, the princess monster's like, nope, I can go.
You could think of it as she's being rescued by the dragons from a much worse fate.
Alrighty, so Janus is still in Cole. About to leave. Z-Man is back towards start. Has found, been back to Rimbar and Cole. I don't know if Z-Man actually went for that one chest down there. Z-Man invested in Chainmail. As Janus was by a large shield.
The captain's been working in Charlog for a little while here, and to be honest, Z-Man hasn't really grinded at all and is not too far behind.
True, it's the time frame of combat, so the red dragons are worth maximum experience points, but to fight them right now, it's basically your entire MP stash. You gotta grind through it, you gotta heal, you gotta stop, you gotta do other things there. You can level up right now. And 17, whoa, whoa, the god level at 13.
And that had a little bit of anything but agility, it looked like.
Alrighty, so coordinates. The castle is your starting point for the coordinates. So in this case, you must walk 22 spaces north and 20 spaces west. And if you touch the ground, you will find Urger's armor or something on the ground there. So that's your kind of your castle's your base, and then you're told steps from there in regards to the old man in Cantlin. Pretty much go. Just count how many steps you want to go to. If it's something like 96 and 82, it might be hard.
It can be problematic if you can get easily distracted with the random encounters.
Random encounters, just water in the way, you gotta walk to a cave, you pop out in a random spot somewhere, and yeah, math's hard. On the plus side, if you're on like a corner of the map in Tangel, and it's like really close to two edges, you can do some negative counting. So if you know how large the map is, you can actually count up the back end and try and sneak it that way.
Yeah, the input, the touchy input, it's difficult to count without taking the single step at a time in most circumstances.
Yes, that's how you can tell. That's why you can't like sneak around the Dragon's castle. Every walk is just bonk, bonk, bonk. Oh, here goes the hero. Bonk, bonk.
You just pick up Gwaylin, you take her home, and she'll tell you where you are, no matter where you're at.
The Wyverns actually surprising to have sleep. So Wyverns were pretty docile this whole seed until they learned how to cast magic. Z is checking out this peninsula for some reason. They're all on threshold. No, the other runners are very close to get that extra level. Let's see here. Level 13, so you want to have 1500. So you just got very close. So 1500 points for the next level up. They're all pretty close.
very close.
Wait, I'm going up there. My apologies. 4125.
It seems like, well, I'm not sure now. I thought Captain was headed in the right direction for the sword, but it looks like he's just going to grind this forest area.
Yep. You use Repel, which is interesting because it blocks some of the crappy encounters. So Repel is based on a strength. Your strength is enemy strength. If it's higher by a certain number, Repel will cancel that encounter when you get it. So it weeds out the crappy encounters, but if only one enemy there is in that group, you can walk around and have encounters, but not actually have them happen. You lose a lot of time.
Over on the left side of the screen, we have a separate type of grinding with the golem.
Ooh, Janus gambles on the last hit.
Yeah, the fairy flute, that's the big difference for those two runners. That can be viable, although time consuming.
That's just interesting. I thought it was strength versus strength. I could be wrong. I'm sure the numbers are comparable. Basically, the enemies that avoid you are so much lower class than you. I think Sir McGrew would know best.
I do believe that Smashy is right on that. At least that's how I've heard it explained before.
Huh, curious.
I don't personally know by any means.
Actually, Synthpop has not. Yeah, Synthpop, I don't think ever actually went digging for the stones in potential. It's not found. It's not cached in the heart with the staff yet, and has not found the flute. So Synthpop had the early lead to exploration. That first hurt more. There's a sword now, but has not found any of the other key items, which are basically right under his nose.
That's concerning too, because especially he's headed in the right direction now.
All right, as I speak, catches in the heart, and Z-Man finds himself a rainbow drop.
There are circumstances where that fairy flute could come in handy if there's, say, a golem guarding the Dragon Lord.
Yeah, so we've seen a few of the boss monsters. We've seen the boss for Whalen and the boss in Hawksnest are both stone golems, or stonemen. There's a boss right before Dragon Lord you have to fight, and it could be, a few high enemies. It could be the Stone Man, it could be the Golem, it could be a Red Dragon, it could be a Blue Dragon, it could be an Armor Knight. In our seed, currently, the Blue Dragon appears to be the safest option. It knows hurt, so it wastes a lot of time casting that spell.
And just like that, Synthpop picks up his stones as well.
Okay, it's based on defense break. That makes sense then. Okay, so defense break is based on a monster. Every monster has like 2 damage values, 2 formulas, and based on your defense is how high or low it goes. It's a marked difference. So you'll start seeing hits for no damage, hits for 4 damage, 6 damage versus 12 or 13 you had before. So the damage rolls for a defense broken monster are much lower. That's an important detail. My agility is important as well, because not being hit for 40 instead of 20 is a big deal.
Yeah, it's not all about attack power. Captain Green gets level 14.
Alright, Captain's trying to grind through. Captain has a bunch of hit points. So, HP is going to okay for Dragon Lord. Not quite death of his level yet. Agility is looking okay for evading combats. MP is still a hair low. It's only 9 castings of Healmore. Ooh, and a play by the townsfolk to stop that wall.
Oh my goodness. terrible NPC luck.
The captain with the benefit Urge's armor is starting to pull ahead experience-wise. But Captain thinks the swords in the Charlotte Castle is going to die now. So unfortunately, I think that John or Captain Green is digging in the wrong path here.
He's doubling down here. If he is making a play for the sword, he's going to be sorely disappointed.
Captain Green has the armor, but not the sword. So Captain Green is digging halfway. Math play is correct. The math play is there are about 7 or 8 chests in Sherlock you can get your hands on. I think 7. Synth. I'm not sure if Synth has the armor yet. Actually, let's see.
I don't believe that he has found Caitlin to know where it is yet.
Yeah, let's see.
And Captain Green, as we know, the grave is down by Garenham too, so there's really 8 chests down there, and actually 9 that he doesn't necessarily know. So it's a 9 to 7 here. So this diving is going to be disappointing, although he may get a fighter's ring for a consolation.
That's true. Of course, getting killed in the process is also a problem. Z-Man back at Sienna's back at Cole. Z-Man is wandering around and fighting stuff. So Z-Man, for lack of defense and having less resources, is holding his own, experience point wise.
Can't say I really blame Captain Green, I guess, if you're an hour and 7 minutes in and you can't find a couple of things, but you have access to Charlock. I guess your mindset would be, why wait? Why not start looking for the chests? I know where they're at.
Alright, and Synthpop does have Urge's armor, because Synthpop gained a whole bundle of hit points walking around. So Synthpop definitely has Urge's armor.
Yeah, that's a good call out.
I was looking for. Ooh, Rogue Scorpion gets Z-Man, catches him not looking with extra hurt more. No, Alex. The armor and the sword are found. The sword is found in the chest somewhere in the game. The armor is found wherever Old Man Urge decided to kill over and drop dead, because obviously you just fall over and let the armor do its thing. I'll say, well, how do you die while Urge's armor in this game? It's so powerful. Then I see, what happens to you in this game. I say, oh, that happened. I see.
Fun police down in Charlock.
Yeah, level 1 and 2 Charlock are pretty dangerous. They have a high ratio of red dragons and armor knights. It's great for experience points, so you survive the process. Captain's actually dark diving, so Captain's actually diving into Charlock with no light.
Less frightening than Tablet can, for me anyway.
I'm not aware. I can see Urge walking around. Yep, got my armor on, I'm all good. No, not afraid of barriers, no bogs, don't care. And then Drakey says, sleep. He falls over. The bad things happen. Yeah, explain to people who are trying to wear Randomizer, like, the game will get its share. Like, the game will have its due of you. You will die repeatedly over and over again. And that's normal. That's the way it works. Other randomizers, death penalizes you. You lose a lot of time, a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. Dragon Warrior, you are going to die about 10 times base in the seed. Just get over it.
Yeah, there's just, if you'd have to be going out of your way to try to do a deathless run. Because if you're not taking chances, you're not playing optimally. Especially early on.
And optimally, I just walk through, turn a corner, see a golem, ambush me, put it to sleep, and punch you to 50 damage. Like, you can't prevent that. Alright, yes, found the coordinates.
Yeah, the death penalty. Minor in this game. Half your gold and a full heal. Heck, go back to the penalty box. Really all that's entailed.
Captain finds an Axe Knight. So basically, as Captain goes down, the enemies get a little easier in Sherlock. I was funny you mentioned that, Wally. Because the manual tells you the bridges are signs of danger. The bridge is more dangerous when you cross a bridge. Just very conveniently put there in the game that most spots are right. That there's a, the squares, the overworld that make up the enemy zones are basically bridge-based. So it's kind of clever on that part. But it made people, myself included as a kid, very terrified to cross a bridge. Alright.
Taking advantage of the spike tile and Hoxness, but it's a slower grind. They have so much hit points and they only give you 155. It's not a giant bonus.
Yes, I found the armor of Erdrick. They use Z-Man as the lone, well, chainmail wearing person. Dragon Warrior, interesting with Final Fantasy, we die, just resets the game. If someone dies in a fight, it's a kind of pain to revive them until end game. Wizardry, if you're dead, bring it back to risky as well. Most of these games have a D&D as a backdrop, and death in D&D, especially first edition, was really dangerous and hard to get rid of, being dead and all. So this game is actually pretty tame comparatively. Captain Green has fought all the way to the treasury. The Fighter's Ring.
That will put him up to 119 when he does find the sword at this level, so he's gonna be pretty ready to go if he commits to finding that sword and can find it in a timely manner. He's either a death necklace away or a level or two away.
So you might see the person you might see Captain Green go for this siege without her sword, which is pretty crazy. Wally, it's actually an unintentional issue. One of the boxes happens to cross over that spot, so the enemy zones are not quite there. Same with the potential power of Final Fantasy. A few spots where you find some oddball enemies that shouldn't be there. FF2, if you play the NES version, it's not by mistake. There's no warning, so you just walk 2 screens to the left too far and die instantly in a fight you can't run from. So early game like RPGs and like enemy distribution is dangerously hard to do.
I believe the vanilla, same as here, like you mentioned, is just 15 by 15 squares of enemy zones with set rotations of a type of 5 enemies in a zone.
Yep. This is funny actually, I was already mentioned that, but Dragon Quest 3, I believe on the American side it came out much later, so it was actually kind of like a... Yeah, it's really strange. But definitely an important detail. This 2 didn't work out too well. It's interesting game enough, but it's not the same. Synthpop still grinding that stone, man. Captain Green is grinding in Charlock. Janus is probably saving real fast. And Z-Man is digging through the mountain cave.
The problem for Captain Green that he may or may not know at this point, depending on if he's going to go ahead and look for the vanilla sword chest, is that he's going to give up a good chunk of this lead going back for the sword, unless he just commits to grinding with the flame sword you mentioned.
The option is there, and you got the vanilla chest already, so Captain Green's already found the bad news. Alright, free dragon skill. Awesome. Alright, yeah, it's made his way to Charlock. We're going in.
And Z-Man is making his deal with Goylin right now.
Alright, has Z-Man found Caitlin? I don't know if Z-Man's actually found the coordinates yet. And Cobra, no, I did not see any silver shields, but I don't think anyone really been digging in Caitlin. I don't think they were actually dug for the secret shop in Caitlin. Alright, Z-Man knows where to go.
I'm not sure if you just said it either, but I don't think that we ever did see Breckenary. Not that anyone would go searching for it now.
It's probably in the past swamp cave, which nobody really cares about, because Breckenary. CaptainGreen dies to a red dragon. Probably just, you know, end of a grind session. Guys repped in. You see the disparity here. At level 14, Captain Green has 75 MP, and Janus probably has around 50 or so. That level up is really significant at 14. Synthpop is grinding off the Snowman still, so it's been an ongoing fight there a while. Using sleep to try and slow it down and hit with the sword. I'm just getting combo damage that hurt more, so the sword's hitting pretty hard now. Well, it's got a range of like 24 to 40 on it. But the damage output is much higher overall. Sustained. It's hurt more can miss.
Could be the dragon scale causing some difference in stats there.
Also, Z-Man only has the chainmail, so Z-Man's armor is inferior until right about now.
Yeah, he's right on it here.
Armor of Yomor. Ta-da!
And everyone counted those seeds, and only some of them will be punished with Gwaylin at the very end of the seed.
Alright, and again, two runs have been grinding pretty hard for the last 5-7 minutes. Z-Man never ground once, Janus doesn't ground much until just now, and all of them are basically one level apart, if that.
And you could easily make the argument that Janus is as ahead as anyone, even though he's furthest back in experience.
It's level 14.
He needs.
So all the runners are basically on even keel. Captain Green actually is oddly somewhat behind because Captain Green only has a flame sword. So despite having the lead in most discoveries throughout the rest of the seed, has not found Garanham.
Yeah, 7,500 is next to hit level 15. Then we bump it up to 9750 if we need 2 levels. Can't really imagine it taking much more than that.
Probably 2 more levels would be reasonable. MP being the main sticking point there. If Captain Green is stubborn, might take 3 levels to get past that threshold.
With the hit points they're at already, though, a couple of levels, hopefully, even if they stay at low MP, they'll be able to utilize the death necklace that they all found very early on.
Right. And Captain Green might have that in mind. Captain Green might be banking on that to actually bypass the whole need for the sword. It's terrifying, but it's an option.
Between the death necklace and the fighter's ring, because likely none of the other ones will pick up the fighter's ring, I would guess, unless they just happen to be down there and running out of resources. That will make up the difference in the sword.
And Janus, go to the mountain cave, because I think Janus still needs to find the Stones of Sunlight. Yeah, so again, the speed of grinding is important. So Hawk's Nest has a guaranteed stone mana, but it's durable, it ignores hurt more to an extent, hits really hard back, and you only get about, I think, 180 of it. Let's see here. Stone Man, 155. So the risk of grinding it is not really great. If you grind a few Axe Knights or Armor Knights, a few Red Dragons, it's harder fights, but you probably get better rewards for it. Yeah, 77 is actually pretty high comparatively for vanilla stats. Again, it's still dicey for Dragon Lord. Ooh, Captain Green has found Garanham, which means... Big stick.
Right next to the box.
We do see more Red Dragons.
So now everyone has everything, right? Or did we say Janus still needs the rainbow?
Yes. Yes, use the stones of sunlight in the mountain cave here to make the rainbow drop. But they are all, frankly, level 14, fairly matched up. And yeah, it's basically anyone's race. It's gonna be a lot of dumb luck in here. 15 actually on the synthpop side.
Defense is no longer an issue, it seems.
Now that's a level.
I don't know that you can do that. 10 heal mores, even with Death Necklace, he'll be looking at 7 to 14, so 10.5 damage per roll. That's not enough.
Not that great.
So onward we go.
Synthpop's not aware of it, but Synthpop has enough of a lead to grind a level, as Janus is just now gold grinding. Has Janus found a silver shield somewhere and not told anybody? Ooh, Captain now has taken a back page out of Synthpop's book and has gone back to Hawk's Nest to grind Stoneman. So the tactics keep swapping screens. It's very strange.
I think you see this when there's just no really good option. I don't know that any one is necessarily all that better than the other. And it's hard to convince yourself that you're not making the wrong decision.
15 found. Let's see, Captain Green dives. That's my knack. My knack's to get close up, think, alright, I gotta go. And I'm usually a level behind my opponent, but we're both diving simultaneously. So I have the right idea in mind, because I have to do it. But it's not always the best plan. Nope, grind hard. Janus has found... Yeah, Janus is going to get that shield, I think. Janus has found that silver shield and didn't tell anybody.
Very first time.
Ooh, denied.
that lawyer had important business at exactly that moment.
Now, that being said, that shop does not have silver shield. So if Janus misremembers something from a previous race or something of that sort, it could be trouble.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate sink that he's about to step into.
Yep, the money involved definitely screams, I want silver shield. Question is, where is silver shield?
Could be silverless. Having existential crisis as we speak, standing in town.
Undeterred, marches on to find the shiny shield. Meanwhile, Z-Man is fighting on level 1 and finds also a golem. So you have golems, armor knights, and red dragons on level 1. So level 1 is a real nightmare. So Z and Captain are kind of on pace. Snowman is a interesting grind, a bit slower at the gains. But Z's grind here is very dangerous with the enemies fighting in Track 1.
Seems like Synthpop's getting a really good encounter rate, but as we're looking at right now, it evens out in the end, having to pace back and forth, wastes a little bit of time.
So the grind choice you might determine the second race, because both racers found their stuff oddball. Z couldn't find the armor to the very end, and Captain Green couldn't find the sword to the very end. So now they're both grinding, and we'll see which choice of grind ends up being the superior choice at the end. Barring a strange luck or ambush or Dragon Lord 2, which could always throw things out of whack.
Honestly, I think Z-Man's going to make up ground quickly just because he's picking the first floor and he does happen to have that fairy flute, so he's going to take advantage of these vulnerable golems.
Meanwhile, Janus is scouring the earth. Where's my silver?
I will not leave without a silver shield.
I guess I'm wondering, did I see him before? Did I totally forget this? Or did I have to go in that cave and find the fabled town of Breckenary?
I have to admit that I've been in this position before, popping into each town as I pass it. I know I saw it somewhere, but I can't remember where.
The thing is, I don't think you've seen it before. I've not seen Silver Shield all seed, so
I agree. We didn't see. Normally someone in chat would have spotted it along with the runner.
I hope it's not a previous seed in his mind that's going to cost him. There again, is finally get up the concept is walking back to Sherlock. The hunt might have cost him.
This is a good example of why the large shield is the most important 800 gold that you can gain. It's always a good decision early in the game to get a large shield if possible, because it may be the shield you finish with.
More often than not, honestly. I think I finished more games with a large shield than silver shield.
I would say that's accurate.
Synthpop realizing that the Snowman grind was not that great, and heading back to the Charlock. Captain Green is still taking Hawk's Nest.
Everyone's popped in there for a little bit and decided against it after a few rounds.
It's also tempting because right by Hawk's Nest is another town. You can go to Cole and heal. It's very tempting just to stay there and keep going back and forth. So all the signs there for an easy grind, but it's not much faster. It actually might be slower.
It seems to definitely be slower. He's keeping pace, but if he had the fairy flute, like I say, Z-Man's made up a lot of ground here quickly.
Well, Z-Man's ahead now. Captain Green had about 1,000 experience point lead on Z-Man before this grind started, and now Z-Man's ahead by like a good 400 experience points. So each fight that goes his way is getting him a little closer to 16.
He's four-shotting golems, and he's taking the 8-second penalty to put him to sleep, so he's saving resources. It's working out very well for him, and he's about to hit level 16 here.
Alright, and up top, both players doing the same thing. Synthpop might have the win just by dint of being there first. Both the same plans. Unless Janus, dodge early and risk the death necklace, might be too far behind.
Wow, they're leveling almost in sync here.
Indeed,
and that's
real,
folks. Holy moly, 26 power.
Z-Man has found 5 bottles of steroids. We'll now go save, and we'll come back here and punch Dragon in the face.
Now, important to note for anyone joining in late, they are not racing against each other. Synthpop is facing off only against JanusZeal. Z-Man is up against only Captain Green here, but this is going to be an insanely close finish between the two runners.
Well, Captain Green is still about 3 or 4 fights before level 16. No return, we'll heal up, and we'll leave. So Z-Man will probably, if barring crazy encounter luck, will probably be 3 levels down Sherlock before Captain Green walks into it. Meanwhile, Synthpop and Janus keep grinding down. So, Synthpop has 16 now. There we go. Synthpop decides to go dive. And that's the time you dive, because you're going to run from enemies. You don't want to fight anymore. You're going to head out of there.
Synthpop has converted the level and gotten back into Charlock just about.
The JanusZeal, some of them aren't dangerous per se. They're beefy. They hit softer than the enemies in Charlock. They give you a good reward, but not as good. And they are immune to hurt more. Basically, you're going to get less per fight. So it's a really risky to keep at it. Captain Green, meanwhile, is going to continue that through and just now hit 16.
Barring some sort of travesty here, Z-Man is a fair bit, almost got it locked up, and Synthpop has it all but locked up and take.
We shall see. Frown assures me, despite the sizable growths in their arm, the balding hair, and the sudden back acne, our racers are not tested positive for steroids. So, I will take his word.
I don't see what could really, unless like maybe a red dragon could cause some issues here still, even at these large stats. They don't have any spare heal mores really.
Yeah, so Z-Man is going to, yes, he was gambling on the runs and only got punched to death, so he's going to flute and run and use some herbs to get back the power. So all it takes is one annoying enemy to really hold you back and use your resources.
Yeah, that gives Captain Green just a glimmer of hope here.
He's back on track. You get a good half full run without any encounters. You get your health back from the Urge's armor pretty well. You're in good shape.
I've talked about this with other seeds. It's always tempting too, with the hit points that they all have, to throw on that death necklace because it's only going to make for a faster Dragon Lord fight.
Yeah, that point is a risk. So you want to risk maybe having some high rolls in Dragon Lord and you're healing more often. You're passing up chances for double attacks possibly by having less HP. There's a lot of math involved if you try to do death necklace. You can really throw you for a loop. If you screw it up, you get thrown out of the castle and have no magic points left. So it's like, well, don't mess up. Because the towns are pretty far away from the starting castle. So don't screw it up. In fact, if I was pondering that, I'd probably save before going to Charlock, just in case something really bad happened.
Synthpop is almost there. And I'd hate to say it was solely because of the last minute attempt at the silver shield, but I would think without that that venturing off with the gold grind, I think JanusZeal would be relatively close.
I imagine Janus would be at level 16 now, with the extra grind time. Still think he'd be behind a few floors.
And I think he'd be right on pace with the other two runners. Somewhere in between the two, probably.
Oop, he's encountering a stubborn red dragon.
Well, he did have to burn a heal more. Now that shouldn't be too big of a deal here.
Might be two this time, because this dragon's not giving up.
Let's do the math. He's going to be doing 11 to 22 for a range, which means he's going to be averaging about, 16 and a half. So he needs 10 attacks. He has 8 heal mores. He should be alright. Barring some bad luck on the rolls.
Speaking of Dragon Lord, Synthpop finds Dragon Lord. He's befooled himself. This thing swings.
At 29 on Dragon Lord 1 and 34 were pretty low rolls for having 154 attack power.
An ambush, so could be intriguing.
Not ideal, but on the other hand, he's going to be averaging about, let's see here, about 20 per attack, so he only needs, say, 8-ish attack.
Honestly, Synthpop feels nervous, so he gamble on, maybe a low roll on a fire attack or a swing attack. Meanwhile, Z-Man approaches the throne room, eats the herb.
Close. It's really close. Captain Green is just on his heels right now.
Yeah, Captain Green is diving on the way with more resources, so Z has to get some pretty good luck on his side. It'll be a very close finish in that end.
I gotta tell you, with being down 2 Healmores, I would have put the death necklace on, I think. It's really hard to say, I don't know.
Oh, Captain does.
It's that.
Captain rolls the dice on the death necklace.
Gonna make for a quicker fight. This could really come down to the wire. Which one of them? Did they both save Gwaylen? Did they both take her back to the castle? Z-Man downs D-Lord 1 first. Oh, don't do the herbs. You don't need the herbs.
Synthpop is running down Dragon Lord 2. Getting close to the nitty-gritty. That should be it, though. There we are. Synthpop takes down Dragon Lord.
So GG to Synthpop. The early equipment gave him a bit of a head start. So great.
Z-Man and Captain are really having it out.
The insanity.
If they knew how close they were, they'd probably be a little more stressed about it. Gotta take your time to heal more. Don't hit the wrong button. Make sure you're being very careful of that menu, because you say hurt more, you probably have a problem. Z-Man beats Dragon Lord first. Let us see, let us see.
Oh, it is very close.
I think Z-Man's got it. He is out of the castle. He is teleporting back.
He's gonna get there.
Surprisingly, even with the equipment of the death necklace, Captain Green's fight was much slower, I felt.
It was. He used some herbs against Dragon Lord 1 and didn't necessarily, as you see here, he didn't need to really do that.
Oh, he was fishing for stop spells. Ah, unfortunate. Literally a minute behind. Less than that. 27 seconds behind. Insanely close. Alright, number speed of this. 17 seconds? Let's see. What's my math here?
It's very close. Yeah, I think about, 17 seconds difference.
It is 17. I was wrong by 10.
Z-Man, was that you there?
Indeed it is.
Well, GG and congratulations.
So what the heck just happened?
Well,
And Synthpop. What happened was, unfortunately, Captain Green wanted to use an herb on Dragon Lord 1. That's really what happened.
Well, I used one herb too, and then I decided to screw it. So we really did go to the fight like almost at the exact same time?
I would say 20 seconds ahead of him, he used Death Necklace to try and gain an edge real fast. So you lost those extra heal more, so you just went in there and tried to play it safe. He actually had full resources and tried to do Death Necklace to speed it up a hair.
Yeah, but using the I'm assuming he went at 16, but the Death Necklace isn't going to allow the same number of double attacks. So I figured that getting more double attacks is going to be better than just putting the Death Necklace on.
it's interesting to see how it plays out. I think a big determinant was that Captain Green used some herbs in the Dragon Lord 1 fight. That set him back a few extra turns as well.
Well, that and I got some really nice rolls. I was getting a bunch of 19s and 20s, and between that and the double attacks, oh god, good game, Green. Holy cow!
Good game, man. It was so close.
We also have Synthpop in the chat here as well. GG, the overall winner tonight.
Thank you very much.
GG, Synth, nicely done.
And
Yeah,
Captain,
I can't believe that just happened.
There really wasn't a point tonight that the four of you were separated by very much at all. To be honest, it was a great race, start to finish.
Boy, and I thought I was behind because it took me forever to find the swamp cave.
Let's finish everybody. You basically were all one level apart the entirety of the race. Even finding, you found Urge Armor last, Z, Captain, or Synthpop found Urge Sword last. No, actually, that was Captain, my apologies. But basically, you all had like 3 or 4 keys, and then you couldn't find that one last thing. You all kind of found it at the same time and started grinding.
All different things, but all found at the same time.
Pretty much. There was a time where Captain, you were in Kentland. I think Z was just finding the Garanham, and Synthpop had found, I believe, Hawk's Nest. So it was like, oh, we found important things, just not at the same time.
And I'm not sure if we'll get Janus in chat, but he was right there with you guys the whole time, and at the very end thought about getting the silver shield, and basically that was a big difference in how
I thought about it too. I was going to if level 15 was bad, but then it turned out to be enough power that I felt comfortable kind of trying. Like, I didn't expect to actually win that fight.
I didn't even look for a silver shield. Where was it?
I
No
don't
idea.
Breckenary?
Had to be. So did you find Breckenary Synthpop and we missed it?
I did. It was on the very south end of the map, right under Tantagel, I think.
No, was it? No, I thought Breckenary was south of Cantland, on the other side of the swamp cave.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it's over there. I definitely found it, and I thought it had the silver shield in it. I thought about going back after leveling up in Charlock, but then I was just like, no, I'm gonna go, because I looked over and saw that nobody else had finished. And I thought, holy crap! Like maybe this can be done. Like, I don't know.
Another interesting part of the race here. I don't think anybody's COD counter is not just run up right now.
Stupid rogue scorpions.
Oh my god, yeah.
Werewolves. What were some other ones? Demon Knights.
Oh no, it was the rogue scorpion that got me, double-digit times. Freaking sleep, hurt more, done. Oh god.
Yep. Over and over again.
All right. I do know about some grind choices though, because some of you were grinding at Hawk's Nest for the Stonemen, and some of you were grinding at Charlock for level 1, and a lot of times you were bouncing back and forth, like, I'll be here for a little while, I'll go back there.
Yeah, I tried doing Hawk's Nest early, and then it turned out that I was gonna be able to fight like 2 Stonemen before having to leave, so I just started exploring again, and then I went back there and died stupidly, so I figured I'll check out what's in Charlock for the last like 2 levels.
Yeah, the way I figured it, if I was going to go toe-to-toe with anybody, then let's see what's in Charlock, because I know where I can get Stonemen. Let's see if I can't find, like red dragons or golems or armored knights in, the first floor of Charlock, and all 3 were there. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going to go toe-to-toe, let's at least get the 255.
So I forgot Garanham existed, which was very bad on my part. And so since I only had the flame sword, that's why I was doing the first floor of Charlock, because I didn't want to go against a stone man without Erdrick's sword. So that's why I also dove the treasury in Charlock really early. And once I didn't find anything there, and eventually did pick up the Erdrick's sword, that's when I went to the stone man.
Did anybody actually find Garen's grave?
Yes.
I never did.
It was actually east of Garanham. It was just east of Garanham.
Okay, I assume there was nothing in it, right? Maybe a fighter's.
I only checked the first 3 chests. I think it was gold and crap, and then I never went to the bottom, because at that point I had the token, I had the stones. It's like there's not going to be anything in these chests that interest me, so I'm out.
Yeah, I didn't even bother looking for it.
Yeah, Fighter's Ring was in Charlock, so there was nothing in there.
A very interesting thing happened with you getting to Garen's grave there, Z-Man, is you did have the fairy flute, which made golems grindable, and you made up a lot of experience very quickly at the very end to catch up to everybody.
I got some real fortunate RNG with some of those fairy flutes that the golems were just staying asleep for me, so I was just wailing on them without any repercussion. I felt fortunate in that, and I thought my grind was going pretty well, especially my second trip to Sharlock, when I was, basically, hurt more to attack the armored knights and just wailing on the golems. I thought my grind was going pretty decently.
Alrighty. Any observations? It was a very windy seed. A lot of peninsulas, dead ends, a lot of narrow passageways. Old man coordinates could have been really bad if there was anything bigger than 20, but got lucky there.
Yeah, I was worried I lost time getting the princess, because at first I'm like, wait, 22 and 22? Oh man, that could be north of Sharlock, and that could be a windy path. So I decided to get her just to be safe. And then as I'm going, I'm like, I didn't need the princess. I could have counted this out.
Yeah, I ended up getting her and then getting to Cantlin and getting the coordinates, and then I tried to get back, I think, and then died. I was just like, okay, well, I'll count it then. But I didn't actually return her to Tantagel.
I wondered if that wasn't on purpose, dying with her after you got the coordinates.
I was actually hoping to finish the game with her, but it didn't quite work out.
Yeah, that would have been some feat with everything going on in this seed.
Yeah, I think the only thing I'd say is that it's crazy it was so close, because I think I felt probably the same as Z-Man, where I thought I was just behind the entire time, especially after I found that sword. So to come that close, it's a crazy result.
Yeah, well, I peaked at IRC when I started the Dragon Lord fight. I'm like, how is green not done yet?
Yep, same here.
Yeah, so I just attacked, and then I hit the dot done, and then I saw your ARG or whatever it was. I'm like, oh no. And then there was the dot done. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, that was quite the fight there. Whew.
Yeah, like you guys all said, everybody was missing one thing for most of the seed, one thing or another. So it just was a very interesting finish, and it all converged all at the same time. It was a great race. We Seawolf and High Spirits and I, and the trackers, we were all spoiled tonight with this one. We got very lucky.
It's really a grind there. Very end thing. By the way, you've got a level 15. Here, have 20 agility. Here, have 20 more agility. There you go. Never mind. Problem solved. Let's see. Anything else? Healing wasn't too far away from the start. I think it was level 10. Got you heal more. Yeah, I mean, all was pretty friendly otherwise.
Starting with hurt was nice, other than the scorpions with hurt more. But starting with hurt was real nice.
Alrighty. Any last commentaries you have?
No, just thanks for the race, everybody. Good game.
Good. Yeah, thanks, Seawolf. Thanks, JJ. Thanks. I think was that Cyber Dark with the tracking. Thanks, Green. Oh God, what a race, Green. I'm gonna have to watch the VOD. Thanks, High Spirits, for the restream.
Yep, GG Z-Man, GG Synth, and thanks everyone for helping put this together, and thanks everyone who watched.
Everybody give all 4 of these guys a follow. Each of them have at least 3 more races in the tournament. And if they're all as good as tonight, we'll be spoiled. But yeah, no, a great race by all 4 runners here.
Yep, JanusZeal's not in the chat right now, but definitely give him a follow as well. Got the skill, got the drive. Always good to see all the racers in action. And yes, in the background we did have Cyber Dark 86 and MathGirl718 doing all the tracking. High Spirits in the restream, and JJ Schmidt next to me doing the chat. So, yeah, that about sums it up, I say.
Everybody have a good rest of your night, and tune into Randomania throughout the rest of the tournament, and join us for all the action. We got a bunch of races again tomorrow.